Today I want to show you our great 2000 Winnebago 32V Adventurer on a Chevy 454 Workhorse chassis, and it has 96,000 miles. It carries 75 gallons of gasoline, 66 gallons of fresh water. The black water capacity is 33 gallons and the gray water is 40 gallons. The tires are 2-year-old Hercules, and there's a serviceable spare in the rack in the rear. This compartment holds the optional 10-gallon water heater, and it's heated with engine coolant circulating, propane or electricity, depending on what you're plugged into. And here is where the winterizing begins. This is where all of the plumbing is to drain the tanks as well as inject antifreeze in winter. This is the main storage compartment, and it's huge. It goes almost to the other side, and it's where you put all your long and big items for camping. Tables, chairs, everything that you camp on a day-to-day basis on stays in here. This is a really great Winnebago feature. It's an outdoor entertainment center, and you can see it has a table on it. It's got a radio and CD stereo speakers, 12-volt plug with an antenna out, as well as 110 volts. Overhead is our 18-foot long awning. 4 years ago, the original was destroyed in a hurricane, and so this is almost brand new. It's in perfect condition. This compartment accesses the 28-gallon propane tank. You can see it's easy to get to, and it has an external gauge on it here, which is actually more accurate than the level controls that I'll show you in the cab. This is the Home Comfort Plus AC air conditioning and heat pump unit. It's unique to Winnebago, and as far as I know, I have never seen it in another rig. There are two air compressors, two Freon compressors for air conditioning and heat pump located here well away from the living compartment, and the air is drawn in from inside, ducted up and through the roof, and so they call it a Home Comfort Plus because it acts just like the heating in your house. At the back here is the rear view Sony camera with a microphone so the driver can hear instructions from the rear, and the full propane furnace for heating in the winter. The unit also comes with a 5,000-pound master tow dolly, and we've used this to carry 5 different automobiles with us camping. This is a great option for taking the car with you. I want to call your attention to the driver's side door. This is a great feature, and it's much, much higher than most of the rigs that come today. So there's only one step to get into the driver's compartment. The driver's mirror, as well as the passenger mirror, is both electrically adjusted and heated for the winter. The bump out is 30 inches out. This is a generous bump out, and from the inside we'll see that it takes both the couch and the dinette out 30 inches. This bump out is driven hydraulically, and there's a reason for that. There are 3 connected, generous compartments here that are all fastened to the bump out, so that when the bump out comes out, so do the storage compartments. Ton of storage here, beach umbrellas, beach chairs, extra supplies, and along with this included is a 125 PSI air compressor for tires. On the driver's side as well are the compartments that are sort of the business end of the RV. This compartment is the water and sewage management and has the sewage connection here, the 2 pump out tanks, gray and black, an outdoor shower, and then the fresh water connection, as well as a connection to wash down the black water tank. This is also where you fill the onboard tank. There are 2 switches here. One is for your lights overhead, should you end up doing this at night, as well as to turn off the water pump. This is the electrical compartment. The rig comes with a 50 amp service. This happens to have an included 30 amp extension with a ground fault interrupt on it, as well as the hose, and the TV antenna, the TV cable is attached here. This is another option that came with this unit. It's a 6500 Emerald Plus Onan generator. It has about 1300 hours on it, starts reliably every time, gives you lots of electricity, and it's also the place where we store the sewer hose. Let's take a walk inside, but before we do that, you'll see the electric steps deploy whenever the door comes open. There are 3 batteries in this rig, 2 coach batteries and the starter battery for the engine. The coach batteries are charged by a 110 plug-in or the generator running, and the engine, of course, charges the engine battery. Here is the breaker panel for all the 110 volt accessories, as well as some switches here and here, and a 110 outlet. We're in the driver's compartment here, and I can't tell you how really comfortable this is to drive. On the driver's left armrest, we have the controls for the mirror as well as the defrost feature on the mirrors. Down in the lower left is the brake control for the trailer, the tow dolly. Here's the in and out for the slide. There are 4 leveling jacks and a level indicator system on this, driven by the hydraulics up in the front. And there's a small boost switch here that allows the coach batteries to boost the starter battery in cold weather. The rest of the steering wheel area is pretty conventional. Here's the wiper and high control. It has a tilt wheel, of course, the shift lever, and the gauges are pretty much standard. It's a tach speedometer, fuel, oil, water, and battery. Here's an emergency park brake for the truck, and over here we go to the Sony backup camera with a speaker and the controls at the side of that. These are the usual cab controls. Here are some additional controls for heat and air that have to do with the coach. This is the control for the 10-speed Sony disc changer, and this is the radio AM and FM that plays throughout the coach on a surround sound system. Up to the left is the magazine for the 10-disc Sony changer. Here's a 32-inch flat screen that we installed just a year or 2 ago. It replaces a conventional 25-inch television. And over on the right is the video control. The antenna controls a 130-watt entertainment inverter, as well as the power supply for the antenna. From there, we come down to the passenger seat. Again, really comfortable, and a sliding desk that you can pull back to use during the day and during travel or at the camp. All 3 seats in the living area are an optional leather, a white cream leather. They are really comfortable, and this, of course, is a recliner that rotates as well. There's a 2 little pull-out desk, and the passenger and driver's seats both rotate into the living area. If we come over then to the couch is very generous. It seats 3 people. There is plenty of conversation space here in the living room. And this couch, of course, opens up into a queen-size bed. The dinette seats 4, and it is, of course, convertible into a child's bed. There's storage underneath the seats that are really interesting because they go all the way back to the wall. And you might notice the covering on the fabric. My wife and I wanted something that was a little more beachy, and so we chose this fabric and had the couch as well as the dinette upholstered, and the valances over the each of the fixtures. Here is a permanently mounted coffee pot and storage all that way long. I take you obviously to the kitchen. It features a 2-bowl stainless steel sink with a sanitized water dispenser, a little extender that comes up to make things easier. Lots of storage up here. All 3 cabinets of storage, drawers below the sink. And this cabinet opens to give you spices as well as all of the 12-volt breakers, the on and off electric for the water heater, and the power to a microwave that is a combination microwave and convection oven. This is a great addition. It's, again, an option to the rig. I've baked cakes and pies in it, and it works terrific. The typical 3-burner gas stove with a gas oven below that has never been used, and the refrigerator. And to the refrigerator, here's the freezer. Again, it's large. This has an included ice maker. The refrigerator with plenty of storage for food. And a really clever Winnebago feature that I've never seen on anything else. A really great slide-out pantry. We're headed down the hall now toward the bedroom, and I talked about the fact that the Winnebago has so much storage in it. This is a 2-door hanging closet, and we're in the bedroom now, and it is a full queen-sized bed. And the windows in the bedroom are interesting in that we, again, put in some valances because we wanted some color. But in this window, just like every other window in the coach, we have day and night shades. So we can pull down the day shade, or we can pull down the night shade. All of the windows in the coach are double pane glass, thermopane, as well as covered with a 3M, a sun-resistant film on the outside. And as you can see, huge storage again, and the nightstand with storage below, as well as bedding storage overhead. In the bedroom, we have a full queen-size bed, and again, storage overhead for bedding. Lots of lights here, reading lights and area lighting, and again, big storage areas, clothes above and below the nightstand. And over here, this window in particular is an emergency exit window. If something should happen and you had to get out of this bedroom in a hurry, it would be out of this window. Privacy into the bedroom is assured with a sliding door. And another clever Winnebago feature, the bathroom door opens to cover the whole hall and give another private dressing area. Here's a look into the bathroom. You can see the full-sized shower. There's a huge skylight overhead, lots of light in the bathroom, and electrically powered fantastic fan. The rest of the bathroom is really nicely sized. A little convenient hair dryer mounted on the wall. Lots of mirrors, storage up and light. A sink that works great, storage below the sink, and a full-sized porcelain toilet. Small convenience freshwater rinse. Another great Winnebago convenience. All of the power is brought together in one spot. This is the freshwater on and off. This is the gas heat for the water on and off. The generator with 13 hours start and stop. This is a monitoring panel that monitors the consumption of electricity based on the input, whether it's 20 amp, 30 amp, or 50 amp. Here's the voltages for the start and coach batteries. And then there are 4 level indicators here for gray water, black water, fresh water, and propane. And finally, the controls for the temperature, which includes the air conditioning, the gas heat furnace, as well as the heat pump for the cool home air. This 2032-foot Adventurer is in excellent condition. It maintains the superb Winnebago factory fit and finish, has virtually every option that was offered, and is ready to take you and your family on the adventures of a lifetime.